Hello guys, support us and subscribe to our channel, give likes and write comments. Today we will read
One Life in Big City.
Well, let's get started.
Julia was a young woman who had recently moved to the big city. She was excited about the opportunities and experiences the city had to offer, but quickly found that it was not what she had expected. The people were strange and the noise was overwhelming. Julia lived in a small apartment in a busy neighborhood. Her neighbors were loud and always seemed to be arguing. She found it difficult to sleep at night because of the constant noise. She also noticed that many of her neighbors didn't seem to care about their appearance and would often walk around in dirty clothes. Despite these challenges, Julia was determined to make the best of her new life. She got a job at a local coffee shop and made some new friends. She also started exploring the city and discovered many hidden gems. She found a beautiful park where she could escape the noise and enjoy nature. She also discovered a small bookstore where she could read and relax. As time went on, Julia began to understand the city and its inhabitants more. She learned that the people were not strange, but just different from what she was used to. She also realized that the noise and chaos of the city was part of its charm. One day, Julia met a man named Alex at her coffee shop. He was a kind and friendly person who helped her to see the city in a new light. They started dating and eventually fell in love. With Alex by her side, Julia was able to see the beauty of the big city and appreciate all it had to offer. However, life in the big city also had its downsides. Julia struggled with the fast pace and constant stress. She missed the simplicity and slower pace of life in her small town. She also found it difficult to find a sense of community in the city, as people were often too busy with their own lives to connect with others. Despite these struggles, Julia knew that she had made the right decision in moving to the big city. The experiences she had and the people she had met had helped her to grow and become more independent. She was grateful for the memories she had made and the person she had become. In the end, she knew that the big city was her true home, with all its flaws and beauty. As Julia's life in the big city progressed, she continued to learn and grow. She took on new responsibilities at work and made even more friends. She also started to get involved in local community events and volunteer activities. Through this involvement, she was able to find the sense of community that she had been missing. One of the volunteer activities Julia became involved in was working at a local soup kitchen. There she met many people who were struggling with poverty and homelessness. This experience helped her to appreciate the privileges she had and to understand the struggles of others. She also realized that the city was not just about the glitz and glamour, but also about the people who were less fortunate. Despite her newfound appreciation for the city and its inhabitants, Julia still longed for the simplicity of her small town. She decided to take a weekend trip back to her hometown to visit her family and friends. During her trip, she realized that the small town will always hold a special place in her heart, but she also realized that her true home was in the big city. When she returned to the city, Julia felt a renewed sense of purpose. She was determined to make a difference in the lives of those less fortunate. She started to volunteer more and became an advocate for the homeless community. She also started to work on a project of creating a small community garden in her neighborhood, where people can come together to grow their own food and build a sense of community. Julia's journey in the big city was not always easy, but it was filled with valuable lessons and experiences. She learned that life in the city was not just about the fast pace and constant noise, but also about the people who lived there and the struggles they faced. She also learned that it was possible to find a sense of community and belonging even in the midst of the chaos. In the end, Julia knew that the big city was where she belonged, and she was grateful for the opportunities and experiences it had given her. As Julia's community garden project took shape, she found herself increasingly busy. She spent most of her free time working on the garden, trying to make it a beautiful and inviting place for everyone in the neighborhood to enjoy. She was determined to create a place where people could come together and build a sense of community, just like she had in her small town. As the garden grew, so did Julia's reputation as a community leader. People began to come to her for advice and assistance, and she was happy to help. She felt like she was truly making a difference in the lives of those around her. Eventually, Julia's hard work paid off, and the community garden became a beloved local landmark. People from all over the neighborhood came to enjoy the peacefulness and beauty of the garden, and many even started to volunteer their time to help maintain it. Julia felt proud of what she had accomplished and knew that her decision to move to the big city had been the right one. She was happy to call the city her home and grateful for all the opportunities and experiences it had given her.
Thank you! Learn English with us easily and fun. Support us and subscribe to our channel. Give likes and write comments. Watch new videos on our channel every day. See you soon and bye-bye.